attention to the people in the street, crying out for accountability. Make a joke of what we believe.
Okay, well, I'm in the Texas state capitol, which I know a lot of you are not in Texas, and I'm sorry about that because it's the best state in the union.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I'm here with one of my senators, Dan Patrick, and I thought I would ask him some questions. And by the way, you may wonder who this stranger is next to me. This is Matt. You read most of his articles, but finally gets to be in a video with me. So, Senator Patrick,
yes.
You did not start off very political in your early days. You were not at all very political.
I'm not political in the sense of being in the structured environment. I'm a grassroots kind of guy who just believes that you have to do the right thing, say the right thing. If there was anyone who influenced me, it was Jeff Smith, the character that Jimmy Stewart plays in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. That's the kind of representatives we need. And then, of course, Ronald Reagan, the words of Lincoln. Excuse my cold, Karen. And so, yeah, I'm a late bloomer. I've always been, in the last 20 years, I've been involved in activism and grassroots activities, but I didn't run for office until, I was in my mid-50s.
Mm-hmm. But you started off in talk radio,
yes.
kind of, and
Excuse me.
that's okay. What got you from going to, because we have a lot of talk radio hosts will say, oh, I can never go into politics, my mission is talk radio, but you did go from talk radio into a political job. What pushed you to do that?
Well, and I told the story a little bit today, is that we brought a couple of busloads to the Capitol to testify on lowering property taxes, the appraisal cap 5%. And we were asked to be here at 7 in the morning, and they never called any of my folks to testify until 3 o'clock. And they were basically trying to show us, and this does not reflect all the legislature, but it did reflect that particular person that day, that chairman of that committee, trying to show us that the people don't run the show, they run the show. And that was 2003, and out of that we formed a group called Clout, Citizens to Lower Our Unfair Taxes. And then 3 years later, there was an opening for the state senate. I asked 3 other people to run. They all said, no, you run. And so we ran. No one gave us a chance in the establishment. But in a 4-way race, we got 70% of the vote, which was kind of historic. No runoff. And it was because the grassroots people supported someone who said, I'm going to put people before party. And that's how I got here.
That's amazing. As you know, we do a website for teenagers.
Yes.
We try to get teenagers involved in politics and history. And one of the main questions that we like to ask people when we meet them, especially people in politics,
sure.
is why should a young person become involved? And Matt had something to add to that.
Yeah. What is your best suggestion for somebody that's interested in politics to get into politics?
Well, for me, I've only run for 2 offices: senior class president and the state senate, and I was lucky I won both.
President?
Yeah, there you go. So I think that, and that was a long time ago. I think if you get involved in just your organization, it might be the school newspaper, it may be trying, to lead, be an officer in the band, it could be a class officer, or get involved with young conservatives, young Republicans. Expose yourself to conducting meetings, Robert's Rules of Order, expose yourself to topics and subjects and how to debate and how to persuade. You do all those things. And everything, we do that in life. What we really do it, young people do it with their parents every day. They're trying to win that debate, Mom, please let me. And that's the first step. The second step is there is no substitute for history. No substitute for history. There are great words and great writings. If you just go back and read about Lincoln, and then, of course, Ronald Reagan, kind of the last 2 centuries, those 2 people you can learn a lot from. The other thing I would recommend is, once you get old enough, 18, 19, 20, volunteer with a legislator. Go out there, or just volunteer in a campaign, block walk. Learn the process. But here's the advice I give to everyone who wants to go into office. First of all, don't do it for yourself. Do it for an issue. Stand behind a principle and a value that you believe in. The art of compromise and the art of debate is okay on what I call the fringes. But when it comes to the core principles, if you have a solid foundation, then you never bend, you never buckle, you never break, you never back down. But you do it I'm a Christian, I try to do it in a respectful way. And I think if someone gets into politics based on policy and issues and not, I want to be somebody or I want to have a title, That's the first step. The second step is once you get there, have your solid foundation and understand that the people you're most accountable to are not the other people you serve with, it's the people who elected you. I have great senators I work with, great members in the House. We work well together. But if there's a choice between standing with the establishment in Austin and standing with the folks at home, that's really not an issue. Stand with the folks at home.
Of course.
Thank you so much, Senator Patrick.
Thank
it
you.
was so great
Thank
to
you.
meet you.
Thank you. Thanks for